Hello, my name is Andres Baeza and this is the first practice I will present this academic year called Analysis of a Course Book. In my case, I will present the Pop Tropica English Pupils book for 6th grade of primary education. Firstly, as we can see, I will present the index. Here I have divided into 9 parts the whole content of this work, beginning with contents and structure, methodology, book characteristics, communicative approach, the 4 skills, comprehension activities, autonomy, and recommendations. Let's continue with the introduction. Firstly, I want to present the book. Its whole name is Pop Tropica English Pupils Book. It is intended for students of 6th grade of primary education. These 2 photos are 2 linguistic academics who are the creators of this book. Furthermore, they are not only the writers of this book and its activity book, but the whole section of primary Pop Tropica's books from 1st grade of primary education to 6th. The publisher was Pearson in 2018 in Madrid. Objectives, contents, and structure. Here we can see that the contents and the sequence followed are very well structured just for achieving the main objectives of the English subject in 6th grade of primary education. Here, as we can see, the main objectives are to learn vocabulary lexicon, related with camping, wildlife, public places, food attractions, film, genres, space, environments, and music. The second objective is to learn some different grammar structures like present continuous, present simple, the structure be good at, past simple, and future simple. To learn adjectives, adverbs, irregular verbs, question words, presentation or action verbs. Moreover, we have to know and make wise the cultural knowledge of the English society through the festivals or cross-curricular activities that we can prepare, outside our class or inside. Then to promote the English language as a communicative tool and to improve the students' speech and comprehension and to improve the students' speech and pronunciation. This structure makes the study and comprehension easier because they know how they are working and how they are learning, and it doesn't mean that they have the same activities unit by unit, but they learn the contents in the same order. As you can see in the pictures I have left here in this slide, in the scope and sequence section is shown how divides all contents I have commented and teach it along the academic year, and how they organize the contents between the different activities like stories, writing activities, sociocultural aspects, and learning strategies. Through all of this they teach the whole content. Glazing to the methodology proposed in the book, we can realize that in the section where the new lexicon is presented, more importance is given to the ability to understand and produce fragments instead of the ability of memorizing lists of vocabulary. This is typical of the communicative approach, and it is noticeable in so many sections of this book. Moreover, students are constantly receiving input in order to facilitate the understanding and learning of the language. The activities proposed are constantly fostering the children to communicate. The purpose of each topic is very clear and organized from the beginning of each unit till the end. Students know exactly how they will work, how they will learn the vocabulary, the grammar structures, why and for what they have to study that. Speaking about grammar, it is mostly presented as inductive grammar. As we can see in the picture below, the book presents some different examples of how to use the grammar structures, like in activity 2 or 5, where the teacher should act as a guide. In this section called Book Characteristics, I want to highlight some parts of the book, or some aspects that I think they are important. It is taking into account both linguistic and sociolinguistic aspects. It is an example of one of the 8 units we have in the whole book, where they review all the lexicon and the structures, grammar structures, but using the 4 linguistic skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. In activity 1, they have to speak. In activity 2, they have to listen. In activity 3, they have to read. In activity 4, they have to write. And in activity number 5, they have to speak. Moreover, there's an extra activity where the students must interact each other with the main aim of checking the results. In this slide, I wanted to highlight all kind of activities that we can find in this, from individual tasks to big group activities or pair activities. And with this last slide, I wanted to comment that in this book, grammar structures or vocabulary sound in an easy way for students, for our students. As I have commented before, I wanted to speak about the communicative approach. This is very important in this book, and the 4 skills are very good introduced along the book, showing that the communication is being taken into account. There's a big awareness for teaching students how to communicate using what they learn, rather than just memorizing lists of vocabulary, lists of verbs, and structures, etc. Students can develop their communicative skills just while they use the language in communicative contexts created by teachers, using the proposed activities in the book, between others. The 4-skill teaching is clearly presented in the whole book through the didactic units, not only in the wider world section, as we have said in a picture before. It is possible thanks to the use of the vocabulary and grammar in integrated skills activities, where the use of the 4 skills are absolutely necessary for completing the whole task. I put a picture here where you can see how is structured the 4 skills work through each didactic unit. This is an example of the first unit, but in each unit we have some different objectives with listening, reading, speaking, and writing. When we speak about comprehension activities, we are speaking about oral comprehension, where listening and speaking is very important. Here I briefly present some activities used along the book to practice both skills. When I spoke about methodology, I explained how the activities were. I explained that some activities are very similar from one unit to the other. This is an example. In every unit we can find a song or some songs where we practice the listening and we make some questions to make our students interact each other. It happens the same with the sounds fun, where they can try to pronounce properly the sounds underlined with blue. This is a good example of a good activity where they have to practice both listening and speaking. Here they have a warm-up activity where they have to interact through speaking and listening their partners, and listening the story. They learn lexicon as well, and then they have to speak about it, practicing what they have listened. One of the main points of this work is the autonomy. For me, it's very important that our students know how to work by themselves. This book takes into account the importance of developing the students' autonomy because it can help them to solve different problems they can find along their learning processes. Be more independent brings more effectiveness when thinking in English and building their ideas. Moreover, it helps them when they face a listening or speaking situation, providing them with some useful resources to face it. This coursebook presents some tips and activities focused especially on the development of their learning strategies. And this is the end of this presentation, and I don't want to finish until I say some recommendations. I think this is a good book for primary education teachers because of all things I have commented, and the well done, the well presented, the well structured, all its activities and contents are presented.